it is going to return a reference or it's going to return a value from a starting point, like after we are from a starting reference, we are going to traverse certain number of rows and columns. Then we are going to reach a certain destination, and we can mention what's the height and width of that destination. Destination as in the destination cell reference. It may be same as like those two arguments are kind of an optional one. So height as in the number of rows and width as in the number of columns. So we may exclusively or explicitly mention the height and width of the resultant value or resultant cell reference. It could be a single cell or more than one cell, like a range of cells is also possible. And since it's an optional, when we are omitting it or we are not giving the height and width arguments, the resultant cell reference is going to assume, or it's just going to assume the height and width of my starting cell reference. Okay, we had seen the first one yesterday, I remember. We started from A2, we traversed 3 rows, we then traversed 2 columns, and the resultant one, like after traversing 3 rows and 2 columns, we come to this 1034. And our height and width of that result is also 1. Both of them are 1, means a single cell only. And we have got this. And yes, I had even changed this to show you we were like instead of that 1 and 1, you wanted the height and width as 2 and 2. It was returned at first, it didn't return me. It was giving me a spill error, hash spill error, because there are already values over here. It needed space for it to spill up or expand. That's the reason I did show it at a different place also. Hopefully you all remember that. Here, if I go in for 2 and 2, it'll be coming up like this. Or much better, I will say, let's go in for 2 and 1, like 2 rows and 1 column. That's more better. Because we don't have only 1 column. West column only we had been like we had come there, na? Or if we do 1 minute. If I do this, it's going to get me this. Yeah, 3 and 1 column. I'll come here. Then I want to return 1 row and height should be, that is width should be 2. Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am.
This I can do. Yes, I did hear a voice. What was it, ma?
Ma'am, I can't see your screen, ma'am. Are you sharing, ma'am?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, I am sharing.
Oh, is it? But it's showing.
What about the
just
rest? Are you able to see?
Ma'am, I can see your screen, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, we can see your screen.
Oh, is it? Okay, then I will leave and again I will check in, ma'am.
I'll do one thing. 1 second, ma. Hold on. I'll stop sharing and do it again. If you are unable to see that time also, then you have to do the changes at your end. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Say I'm stop sharing, then again I'm start doing that. Now, is it clear? Is you are able to see, ma?
No, yes, ma'am.
Uh,
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
No problem. What about the rest of you? I didn't show something new, as in whatever we discussed yesterday only I have shown, nothing much. I did change it, like yesterday Zubeda only wanted to have that height and width as 2 and 2, na? When we did that 2 and 2,
yes, ma'am.
like
Yes,
3, 2 and 2, you will get it something like this. If I try the same thing over here, we were getting spill error because it didn't have enough space to expand. Like if I do here 2 and 2, you will get the spill error because there is a value over here. It's not allowing, like it's not getting space for spilling up. Spilling is just the expansion. Okay. So that we are not getting. In order to get that, we can obviously come here and seeing the values, I can say I'm getting 2 zeros because we don't have any, there's no value in the D column. So much better will be either I go in for instead of 2 and 2, I can say 2 rows and 1 column. That is much better. That's one option is there. Or else I can for whole of March, I mean for March month, both this east and west I can return back. How can I do that? This one, two, no, it will be 1 minute. This will be best. How I did was, A2 is my starting point. I've traversed 3 rows and just 1 column. Only then I'll come to this East region March sales, which is 648. And I want to return both of it. So it is your single row, but 2 columns. Single row, 2 columns. Height is 1, width is 2. I can get it over like this. Yes, this is what we saw yesterday also. Is it all fine till now?
Yes, ma'am.
I can add some extra combination over here. I can bring in SUM. If I do that, what do you think is going to happen? I'm not hitting enter. Tell me what could happen.
Will it sum up the two values, ma'am? 648 plus 1024.
You are asking, you are telling?
No, I'm guessing that, ma'am.
Guessing.
48.
Okay. Okay. 648 plus 1034 is 1682. Okay. That's what's going to happen. Clearer? Is it okay? Like if I'm wanting to find the total sales for both the regions in the month of March, I can do this. Of course, I need not confine my year like this. I can maybe I want to try out for any other month, maybe for April, maybe for May. Say for May, if I want to do means I have to traverse 5 rows. That will be for May. These two together, 1279. You're able to follow, guys? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
No, if you are unable to understand, some portion is not clear, you may tell me, I'll repeat. If not, I can move on to the next example. Shall I move on? Okay, I'll move on. I'm assuming no, so I'm unable to hear anyone. So I'm just assuming no questions. Okay, that was done. What about, okay, I'll just move on to this as 1 and 1. Okay, next option here is December. What is this we have tried? Okay, to get to December, we have to traverse 12 rows, but 0 columns. 0 columns is also possible. I need not traverse anywhere. I can do that. So in C, if I go for 1 column, I'll reach 934. If I reach 2 columns means I am traversing 2 columns means 1209. Like that it's going to come, but I want to just get December. So we are going to traverse 12 rows, but no columns. So that's why 0 column. Okay, next coming up example is nothing but the sum only. Sometime back only, just now only I showed you how we are doing that sum. That same here, this is for May month. But what you're seeing here, it's for your August month. Because you're seeing here, we have traversed 8 rows. You're clear on this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, one more. Now, till now, you have been like your starting cell reference or the starting point is just a single cell. You may have more than one cell also. Starting point need not be one. No? There's no hard and fast rule that it's going to be all one cell. So if we can have two cells, that's what this particular example is also showing me. So my starting cell reference is B2 is to C2. That is east, west. This one. So that's a starting cell reference. Obviously, we cannot traverse any columns. We are going to be like here, this is the starting means I have to come here like this only. I cannot traverse any right-hand side rows, right-hand columns. No values are available. But what we are doing is we are traversing 4 rows. We are reaching to April months, 2 values are coming up. Okay, here the height and width, the 4th and the 5th argument, better not to mention. I will say that because I want both of these values. The last 2 are optional. If I leave it, it will automatically pick up 155 and 1030 only. And we will get the answer, like if we sum up, we'll get the answer as 1135. Just see to it. I'll remove sum. Just see to it how it's going to come up. Yes. Right? Obviously, my height and width is not required here. I want both these values. So I have an option of omitting that height and width because those are optional arguments. We know about that. So obviously, I'm going to take the advantage of that optional argument. Okay.
Ma'am, I have a doubt in this, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me, I'm hearing.
Yeah,
Huh?
what is that for? What is that for here, ma'am? Because we
4
always
is number of
traverse
rows,
the
ma.
row. Okay.
Number of rows. See, starting cell reference is not A2 now. Starting is this B2 to C2, east and west.
Okay.
Then we are traversing
Okay.
4 rows. So we'll come to Jan, that is this 2, then Feb, March, April. No
Okay,
columns. There
okay,
is no
ma'am.
columns to the right. There is no value to the right. So no columns.
Okay, okay. Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Instead of
Understood.
4, if I keep it as 5, I'll reach to May month. That's it. No other change.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Now, when we are using this offset, I mean, those of you who are using an older version of Excel, rather, I mean, I'm using 2021. If you are using older version of Excel, you won't have the spilling concept itself. That feature won't be available to you. So at that time, what will happen that you obviously it might tell me unnecessary error will come up saying it's not been supported. So in those times, I can have an alternative just to make this kind of thing, that extra linkage, like blue line is there. Na? I won't get it in an older version. So and you are going to encounter an error. Na? So in order to get rid of that, come to the formula bar, 2 ends, like the whole of the formula along with my equal to sign, I can enclose it within flower brackets. If I do that and hit enter, okay, here it didn't show. 1 minute, ma. See here, it did show me the other one. Okay, if that doesn't work, I have another way. Alt Shift and enter. No. Control Shift and enter, not Alt Shift and enter. Control Shift and enter. All 3 keys from the keyboard. If you press together, you will get this kind of a flower brackets enclosing the whole of it, along with my equal to sign. And you are seeing that extra blue line, it's not there. So it will like treat it like 2 separate values coming up. Okay. That's the way you can deal with older, if you're the, like as I'm saying, the previous versions, if you're having, in order to, I mean, just to avoid the error or to handle the error, this is the one way. Okay. So any doubts still here? Okay, now, till now, the number of rows and number of columns, that we are mentioning inside this offset function, it's all positive. When your rows are positive, it's going to we are going to traverse from top to bottom. When the columns are positive, we are going to traverse left to right. But we do have an option that, like, there is an option in offset, like you may mention this rows and columns in negative also. Only that when you are going to mention them as negative, the direction, the traversing direction is going to be changed. Okay, just the reverse, only the reverse direction is going to follow. So that's what is the next or the last example for offset over here. Starting point is C14. C14 is nothing but 1209. This one, C14. So we are starting from C14. That's my starting reference. We are going to traverse 12 rows and 1 column, but then in the reverse direction. Okay, so 12 rows and 7 columns in reverse direction means how will it come? I'll tell you. For rows, it will have to move from bottom to top. So we are in this, right? So 12 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That means we'll come to west. From C14, when we are traversing 12 rows to the top, because it's the value is in negative, we'll just follow, we'll traverse the reverse fashion. So we'll come to west. Then third argument is columns. -1 is given, so we have to traverse left. Because positive column number, we are going to traverse left to right. Here it is going to be reverse direction. So we are reaching east. Now, if we had told -2, we would have got it as month. Clear?
Yes, ma'am. If we give -1, comma -1 and -1, what it will be, ma'am?
Come again?
No, after this -2, if we give like comma -1 and minus, if we have to traverse more, we can't.
No,
Can we do
height
it,
and
ma'am?
width cannot be. See, height is number of rows, number, count of rows or
Okay.
number of rows. That cannot be negative. Width is
Okay,
number of
okay.
columns. I cannot give negative.
Okay, ma'am.
Obvious reason, Nama.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Here, rows, that number of rows we are traversing, that just for it to traverse in the reverse direction, we are giving it as minus or positive. That's the only thing we are doing, no other thing. Understand the concept, ma? If you want, I can repeat.
No, no, ma'am. Understood, ma'am.
Okay, all good? Okay, now you might be wondering why am I teaching you offset? Okay, obvious one reason is it's part of the syllabus, but then offset, it has a use case also. Use case is, you all remember name range? Yes, you all remember name range? Yes, no? What's a name range? What is a name range? Did you all try the dependent drop-down list assignment? In that you had been naming a set of values as maybe item, cookie, coffee, fruit, smoothie and all you had
Yes,
been defining. What was that?
yes. Name range.
Name range. So ideally, you are going to give a customized name to a range of values. It can be a single value, it can be more than one value. Yesterday, single value we had seen for Uganda mean. Instead that variance example, I had shown you that we had for the Uganda mean, which was mean was 62, value was 62. We had named it as Uganda mean. Okay. What you have learned the name range, it's all a static name range. Static as in, say for example, that take the help or take the example of a dependent drop down list. Now there the item, there are only two items. It's either a drink or a cookie. Now if you are going to introduce a new item, say cookie, drink, sandwich, maybe I'm going to introduce a third item called sandwich over there. How will you do? Will you be doing some changes to the name range? If I want to introduce a sandwich as well to that item name range, what will you do? Won't you be changing the refers to area, the name range, a small dialog box? Onto the bottom, you have the range which is getting the new name. Won't you have to alter that? You want a new item to be
Yes.
added to that name. So you have to change the range, which is that you have to add the new item to that range. So that's a static one. But say suppose there is a range, if we have some sort of dynamic name range. Dynamic name range will be, I don't have to alter the range. I may happily like add an item or add an item to the range. I can remove an item from the range. That is very much possible. That can happen only when it is a dynamic name range, not a static name range. So what you have learned as name range, it's all static name range, which means the range is going to be fixed. If any new item is going to be added to that range, or if you want to remove an item from that range, you are to alter the range. You have to do some alteration, some manual effort you're going to put. But say suppose that option is not, I do introduce a dynamism in that name range. That's how, I mean, that will be very light, right? And that I can do only with the help of only we can do with the help of our offset. How we are going to see? Okay, I'll show you that. Since you now understand that offset function, I'll show you how we're going to build it. Now here this 93, it says sum of prices. This prices is a name range. If I go to formulas, name manager, you will see prices. And that prices, you're seeing here the refers to area, it is really showing me an offset function, right? It is showing me. Okay, what it is showing me, by which area it's coming up, I'll just come in a minute. It's nothing but this range. Okay. These values, the 7 values which you're seeing, that only is prices. Just a second, hold on, please. Yes. Now, how dynamism is going to come into picture, I'll show you. But before that, just see the magic. Now, the addition of these 7 numbers is 93, sum. Now I may remove 30, it will automatically update to 63. I may remove 20 also, it will show me 43. How it is doing? Because the reason how, we are going to see that in the refers to, the range is going to be dynamic. We are going to give the name is your prices, it's already been given. The dynamism is being brought into picture with the help of offset function. This is what is given, this function. Whatever I'm seeing here in the formula bar, that's what is given in the name manager, especially the refers to one. I can just copy this entire one. Copy. Okay, see here, same thing. Same thing only. What is it really showing me? Okay. 1 second. This is what is written. Both of them are same, just that one small difference you might see it here is function is offset. Was the first argument is my starting cell reference. My starting cell reference is K1. K1. It has to be in absolute referencing. You will understand in few minutes why it has to be in a absolute referencing. Here the offset is your sheet name. Okay, don't get confused. This is the function name. This is the sheet name. So it's like K1 is belonging to the offset sheet. So we are referring to the K1 reference, cell reference from the offset sheet. So sheet name, exclamation mark, and then K1 in absolute referencing. Then we have mentioned the rows and columns as zeros. Meaning to say, it implies that we are not going to traverse anywhere. Okay, we are going to be there in that 5 only, which is K1, nowhere to traverse. But then I have to mention the height and width. What is the height? Height, we know it's the number of rows. Now in order to calculate the number of rows, we are using the count A function here. And from the sheet offset, K to K. K to K means entire K column. Okay, entire K column. Now count A, we all know it will count only the non-empty cells. So basically in the K column, how many number of cells have got values, it's going to count them and give me the number. As of now, we have got 5 values. So count A will return value as 5. And your width is going to be 1. Width 1 means only one column. So my resultant values or there are going to be 5 values spread across 5 rows and single column. In other words, what is it that we are trying to do is, with the help of this offset, I can add more values to this range or I can delete. Say I just put in 10, it will aram se get added. It will always, here this count A is the magic player over here. Of course, offset is there, but count A, how it is really helping me is count A will always count the non-empty cells. Now it is 6. If I go here now, it will say me 6. See, height is 6. So 6 values. But height is 6 means 6 rows. It's onto the same column. That's why K column, we have started off that whole of K column, how many ever values are there, it's going to count. We are doing that with the help of our count A. Just a second, please. Okay, so height, we all know in the offset function is number of rows. So number of rows as in that we are just only one column we are referring to, na? So in that whole column, how many values are there? Because we need to sum up them. So count A will just count the number of non-empty cells. We have got 6 cells over here as non-empty, that whole column. And width, we are mentioning it as 1 only. We have to mention because I am considering the whole of K column only. Okay, so starting, it is going to be fixed. I have to freeze it. That's the reason it has to be in a absolute cell referencing. Then no rows and no columns to be traversed. Then height and width is the main thing. Height is your how many ever number of values are available in that whole of K column. Okay, so count A in that whole of K column, K to K. And yes, you may have it with your the freezing option. We may really use that, the whole of it, because I don't want to change it anywhere. That's there. And then width is 1. So magic here happens in the because of this combination of this offset and count A, we can keep on altering. Now here it is your the sum of 6 values is your 53. Even if I update this 10 to 50 now, from 10 to 50, it will now the total value will now update to 93. Say 30 more. So 90 plus 30 is going to be 123. You're able to understand how offset is helping us to create a dynamic name range.
Yes, ma'am.
Now here you have kept all numbers and you have applied a sum. You may have something like a text value also, not a big deal. It's not going to alter. Of course, your SUM you cannot apply on text values. You cannot do that. You can have this kind of a dynamic name range for other data types also. That's what I'm saying. But yes, I cannot apply the aggregates on either a date or a text value. I cannot do that. Count A we can use for the same logic I can use, but only thing is here is all numbers, so I could apply the aggregate SUM. That's the only thing. But if it's your text or date, I cannot have some aggregate. Maybe some other I can try it like a what to say. Say like for example, we can kind of mix up this offset, the dynamic name range and a drop down list. We can do a combination. As per requirement, I can do the combinations. We had seen it with a dependent drop down list. Yes, it was all text values, but then it was all static. I can have a dynamism over there. Definitely, you can do that. Can you visualize what you can do with that dependent drop down list? If I want to add sandwiches to that, cookie and drink, especially the first one, name range item. As of now, we had seen only two values were added to that name range. I can add the third one, as in to say, I can create a name dynamic one so that later if somebody wants to add, they can do that. Yes? Can we do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if that's the case, we are done with statistical functions. If we are done with statistical, then obvious option, if I'm not wrong, is your VLOOKUP functions. The lookup functions, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, index and match. I'll just, anyway, I'll make one more, I'll just confirm that. Advanced thing, aggregate, we have done this. These two will come a bit later. Conditional formatting done. All these are data validation done, date functions, dependent drop down list done. This is consolidation, will come a bit later. Goal seek, yet to done, yet to do. Yeah, H lookup, index match only I'm going when first will be your VLOOKUP and then coming H lookup. Name range is done. Pivot table later. VLOOKUP I should go with next. Protection done. Ranges and tables also done. Sparklines in after chart, sparkline will come. Statistical done. Subtotal. Text function and its assignment done. Yeah, VLOOKUP will after VLOOKUP and all the 4 lookup functions, my assignment will come. What if it's also later? So next one, obvious one, as I told you, the next one that we are going to look on to is your VLOOKUP. I'm going to open up this Excel workbook only. We have some 15 minutes now, so let's see it. Okay, shall we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what I've opened over here is there are 3 sheets of data. Of course, they are related to one another, as in first sheet is orders. It has got order details as in order ID, the date when the order was raised, which customer has raised. We have got the customer ID. I don't have the customer name, but I've got the customer ID who had raised that order on this particular date. Then which product that they are really ordering. Okay, I don't have the details about that product. Maybe the simplest thing that I might love to know about a product is what is that product? As in, what's the name? Attributes of that product will come a bit later. But what is the product I want to know? I don't have that detail. Okay, we just have got the product ID. And then last of all, we have got our quantity. Like for each order, say for the first order, 704 product ID was ordered and 6 units of 704 was ordered. That's what is my first sheet of data. And yes, I don't have any other information as in on which date the order was raised, which customer has raised, and which product, but customer and product details are not there. Only one more information is how many units of each product was ordered. Now, if I have to know who is the actual customer or what is that actual product, I would have to go to the other 2 sheets. If I go to product, I will, for each product ID, I am going to see the product name, the calories for that particular product, the calories value, then the protein factor or the protein value, how much carbs, fat, and what's your price over here. Now, price, when it is given here, do you think, say, 163 product ID is all grape juice? Okay, grape juice means when I say unit, say, let's say 1 liter. Okay, I'll go for it as of now like that. It's a liquid, I cannot say kgs. It's a liquid. Now, what do you think is this 40 rupees? Is it 1 liter of grape juice is 40 rupees, something like that? Do you have are you getting the instinct like that? Or maybe let's say 704, we saw it as the first line, 704. 704 is actually eggs. So 65 rupees. Do you think one egg's price or the price of one egg is 65 rupees? Or maybe one banana is 80 rupees.
No.
Or maybe one
No,
apple
ma'am.
is 200.
The quantity
No, ma'am.
the quantity they gave in the order ID.
That's okay. But here, the quantity, yes, quantity is in that particular order. Say, for example, I'll come here. Just for in a real time example, I'll relate and then you answer my question. Okay.
Okay.
Say, for example, we have our grocery apps and all nowadays coming, no? Maybe Zepto, Blinkit and all, right? Say on one particular morning you get up and you find out there is no milk at the home, there is no milk in your fridge. You are going to, maybe you don't have time to go to the nearby store, you're just going to order it on that app. Okay, say you're seeing 6 packets of milk. And okay, there is two value you'll be seeing. One is the single packets value, like you a single packet value will see like half liter. Half liter means that single packet only, na? But single packets rate you will see. Another value you will see as the total value. So let's say price for one packet milk is 24. So 6 units you have ordered. So 6 into 24 is 144. Now tell me, I mean, you are able to relate to what example I just did mention?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
If you are able to understand that, now tell me what is this price? Is it the unit price?
It's a total.
It's total. Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you sure? Tell me. This is an order level detail. This is a product level detail. Now tell me.
One egg is not 65 rupees, right? So it's about quantity which we order.
This is
So if
not
I'm order,
real-time data, ma. I understand your part. One egg is
uh-huh.
not going to be 65. I know it's just 7 rupees. I know
Yes,
that.
yes, ma'am.
But it's a practice data, some imaginary data. It's not an exact. I didn't pick up, I didn't, I mean, hack the data set of Zepto or Blinkit and got the details. I didn't do that. I'm just
Okay.
having some imaginary values. We just need to do the practice. Doesn't matter what is the actual price. Now tell me, think again and tell me, it is the unit price or the total price? Anyone? 16 members are
I
there
think
apart
the
from me.
unit price, ma'am.
Come again, ma?
I think it's a unit price, ma'am.
Why do you think it's a unit price? If you're saying something, support it with a reasoning as well.
Ma'am, I think, for example, if it's a tomato or the bananas, it mostly they give the price as in 1 kg or something like that only, ma'am. They will mention the price for 1 kg or something. So it's something like a unit only, ma'am. It's a single thing. Only for if a product is mentioned with the price, usually it will be for a single quantity only. They will mention it, right, ma'am? Right, ma'am.
Okay, what Zubaida told, everyone agrees or you have a different opinion? I have not given my opinion till now. Don't worry, I'm not giving my opinion. I'll want to know what others feel and then I'll tell you what it is. Right or wrong, I'll tell you. What do you feel? What she says is right or it's wrong? Akshaya, you thought it's a total price. What she's saying is a unit
No,
price. What do you think, ma?
no, ma'am. See, I think she is right. It's an unit price because we doesn't know that. See, if it's order, if order ID is not given before, I doesn't know that this much it counts, right? So in product ID, it's a one unit price only, ma'am.
Okay, I'll give you
So for
a
the
small, just to remember this, can I tell you one more thing, example of that same Zepto or
yes, ma'am, sure.
Blinkit? When you open
Yes.
the app, you want to add milk to your cart. When you say add to cart, it adds only 1 unit at first. And whatever the price, okay, let it add 1 unit, fine. But whatever the price is being shown over there, is it unit price or the total price? Akshaya?
It's an unit price, ma'am. It's for only one,
Ah,
right? For
yes. No, because when okay, even before adding it to cart, let's say
that.
adding to cart is secondary option. The moment I open, I go to the search bar, I type in milk. Options are given to me. What for
Yes,
each product, whether it's a milk or any other thing, will it show me the unit price or will it show me the total price?
No, it shows the unit price only, whatever we get for first. If it's
So
group, if you are getting in bulk only, it shows in the bulk price
only after you add the quantity, it
quantity.
is
Yes,
going to
ma'am.
multiply that quantity with the unit price and give you the total bill
So, yes, yes,
or
ma'am.
total
Correct.
invoice.
Yes, ma'am.
Clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So whenever you see something like this, especially you're seeing a product ID, if you are going to look onto this, you will find each and every, you can highlight, you can use your conditional formatting to see if there are any duplicate values in this whole table, or maybe only the product ID. We need not even consider the rest of them. I can just see that whole list of product IDs. Come over here. I don't see anything. Do I see? No. Maybe one more time I'll do for you all. It's already been applied. How many times? 3 times it has been done. Okay. I'll remove one. I don't see any color, which means there is no duplicate. All of the product IDs are unique. And whenever you are going to see, it's all product level details. For each product, what is the name? What's the calorie associated with it? What are the protein, carbs, and fat associated, the values associated with it? And obviously the unit price. And I'm sure you people will definitely remember by that Blinkit or Zepto example. I'm 100% sure, not even 100, 200% sure. So if I want to now find order level bill or order level total revenue, what should you do? It will be the quantity into price in INR, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
But for doing that,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
should have both the columns in the same sheet. Is it not that better? You cannot multiply two columns. One column is one sheet, another column is another sheet. It's not so, I mean, we have not seen that. VLOOKUP is going to help me on that reason only. I'll come to that in a minute. Customers, if I want to know the customer details, in order sheet, I just have got customer ID only. I don't have the actual person behind that ID. Here I have to come to the customer sheet. I have to come to get the customer details. Okay, now lots of talking done. What is VLOOKUP? We have just spent 5 minutes to explain you. I know it's already 8:57. Just give me a moment, please. Just give me a moment. VLOOKUP now, just to make things easier, like as I told you, I want to find the total price per order. I have to bring in the unit price from my products to the orders sheet, because if I mean whole picture is not here, it's just half, like a half cooked picture is only here. I just have the customer ID, I have just have good product ID. If it's VLOOKUP is going to help me to bring in the product details, as in all of these details from this sheet, product sheet, onto orders. Same way, VLOOKUP is also going to help me to bring in the customer details. That means the customer name from customer sheet to order sheet. Why is it that necessary that we have to bring in all these details? First example itself that I want to do, why I want to do is I want to find out the total bill for each order. Maybe this is the first, the one day you're really ordering this, next day you're going for another order, like that. Okay, you might tell me the first five, the like the dates are same, or maybe let's look up from the Zepto or my Blinkit perspective. On one day, of course, there are hundreds and thousands of orders that are being booked on that same day. But here, from this data set angle, I am seeing on the same day there are 5 orders. If I want to know date wise what was the total revenue that Zepto or Blinkit has generated, I should bring in the unit price, multiply, and get to know. Am I right? That's what I should do, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now coming to the main villain, which is your VLOOKUP. What is VLOOKUP? 1 minute. I'm going to bring in the product details, okay? I'm going to copy all of these 6 column headers from the products. I'm going to paste it here because I want to get those values over here. VLOOKUP is, okay, we'll type it. Looks for a value in the leftmost column of a table and then returns a value in the same row from a column you specify. Okay. Take a deep breath. Don't get afraid. I know it's many of you find it scary, but it's true sense. It's not scary at all. Okay. You might tell me since you have a knowledge, you're talking all this thing. No, I'm not telling from that also. Everyone who does a bit of exercise and practice, VLOOKUP is going to be all good only. See, if I have to combine my product sheet or an order sheet, what is the common column between the two? Can I do the, I can bring in the product details from product sheet using product ID. I've got
Yes,
product
ma'am.
ID here, and in products also I've got product ID. So my common column from these two sheets is nothing but my product ID. So first row, I'm seeing the product ID is 704. What is VLOOKUP is going to do is, it's just going to pick up this 704. Let me select that. That's the lookup value. Okay, search value we can say, or lookup value. My lookup value is D2 here. Okay, table array. It's going to search in a certain table. Where? I mean, how and all it's going to search, I'll tell you. Let me go to table array argument. I'll go to products. This is where I'm going to search for. My product ID is there in the first column. The most important criteria for a VLOOKUP to work is whatever might be the lookup value, the search value that I'm picking up. Here it was 704. That lookup value should be available in the leftmost column of my search table or the table. My table is this, or array. It's not an Excel table. It's an array, I can say, or a range of cells. Table array, range of cells, whatever. My lookup value is available in the leftmost column. So looks for a value in the, it is looking for a value, this D2, in the leftmost column of a table. Yes, it is available in the leftmost column, but I have to mention that entire table without my headers. Okay, because I'm just bothered about the main value. I'm not bothered about the headers. Okay, so A2 to G21 in the product sheet is the table array, wherein my lookup value, that is a product ID, is very much available in the leftmost column. That's the most important criteria for a VLOOKUP to work. Okay, I have searched. I did find 704. If I go back, it'll tell me, yes, I did find 704. Good. But, okay, what is it that we are trying to return? After I find, find 704, I'm going to return the name. Okay, the next column, baby. My ID is available in the first column. Product name is available in the second column. But both these ID and the name, they are available in the same row. So what looks for a value D2 in the leftmost column of a table. This is the table, leftmost column of the table, and then returns a value in the same row. Returns a value in the same row From a column you specify. I have to mention the column from where I want to get the value returned. That's what is a column index number, which means column number. I want to return product name. Product name is there in the second column. So value is 2. Last of all is your range lookup. Now range lookup will have two values, either true or false. Default is true. You may mention better that it's an optional argument. That's why I'm saying default is true, but better to mention false. But what are these true and false? False is exact match. Means if I'm looking for 704, I want 704 only. I don't want to settle for 703 or 705, something like that. When I'm looking for 704 means I want 704 to be very much available. Okay, that's what is your exact match. And for exact match, the value is false. And true. The true is approximate match. Maybe I can settle for something lesser or something more than that. Not 703. Maybe I might not get 703. Maybe I'm not finding 704. If I'm not finding 704, I might settle for some other. Okay, of course that depends upon the requirement that we are working. But in most general cases, all the real-time examples, if I'm looking for Maithili means if I'm searching for Maithili, I want Maithili. Okay, so it will be answer will be false over here. You may have 0 and 1 as well. Okay, your 0 is false, 1 is true. Okay, now see here, range lookup is a logical value to find the closest match in the first column. Of course, sorted in ascending order. My product ID in the products sheet was in ascending order. Okay, the value can be true or omitted. It's an optional one. Find an exact match false. Since most of the time we want a false, like we want an exact match to be returned back or to be found, it's best to give the range lookup value as false. If you don't give it as false, it might settle down for a true, like not an exact, like an approximate match. Okay, now again I'll read it. Looks for a value D2 in the leftmost column of a table. My table was that entire table or range of cells. In that table array, my product ID was the leftmost column of the table. That's the important criteria for a VLOOKUP to work. And then returns a value in the same row. My 704 and X were there in the same row. From a column you specify. My 704 was there in the first column. Product name X is there in the second column. That's why I mentioned here as 2. By default, the table must be sorted in an ascending order. I say, okay, I'm returned X. I'm going to double click. I'm going to get that entire one. But you are seeing lots of NAs. NAs in VLOOKUP is something like not found. You are going to encounter that. But here, what you are seeing is right or wrong. See, whenever you are really encountering an error, you should be analyzing or checking whether that NA is due to some syntax error or due to some, you are not fixed up the range, you have not freezed the range. Maybe the range is keeping on changing. You should be applying the absolute referencing, or in true sense, it's not found. That is different. Okay, here first time D2, we are searching in this range, A2 to G21. We are retrieving the second column value X, and we are going for an exact match. When we come to yogurt, A2 to G21 has now changed to A3 to G22. Not a problem, because here when I say A3 means this one. A3 to my G22, na? Yeah, A3 to G22, and it is your 392. Yes, 392 is very much in that range only. Okay, so it's still working. Apple, Apple is what? 646. Now the range has changed to A4 to G23. A4 to G23 means this one. From here it is really starting the search. Where is my Apple? Apple is still within the range. Good. I am still getting a value returned back. What about the next? D5. D5 is 294. The range we are looking like we are searching in the table array is A5 to G24. A5 is this to G24. Of course, some empty values and rows are going to be there in that included range. 294 we are looking for. Although it's actually available in the data set, it is outside the table array where we are searching. So it is not the mistake of the data set, like it's not that my Apple or what was it, rice is not available. That's not the case. This is the error of my absolute referencing. So if I come here and then freeze these two with my absolute referencing, hit enter, then go for a double click, every other will be there. Why? Because now my table array where we are searching each of these lookup values are in true sense it is actually available. Now even after you said if you fix this up, even after this you're finding some NA means, then definitely the values in true sense is actually not available. Okay, are you able to get a hang of what is this VLOOKUP all about?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, is it we can only apply this on range of cells, or can it be also used in
You can apply it on
tables, ma'am?
tables also, ma'am. Definitely you can
Okay.
apply it on tables.
Ma'am, one more doubt, ma'am. Can you please show the screen, ma'am, which you were telling for the VLOOKUP?
Tell me.
Here there's a number range of cells from A2 to G2 to 21. How is that
Your
two
voice
there,
is
ma'am?
breaking. Your voice is
Is it the
breaking.
now are you able to hear me, ma'am?
Yeah, try again. Try again.
So in VLOOKUP, you have given D3 products of whatever you're searching. Comma 2 is there, no, ma'am. What is the 2 for, ma'am? Is it for the second column we are looking for?
Yeah, I want the product name to be retrieved. For each of these product ID, as of now, I'm returning the product name. I can return others also. But for that, I have to do certain changes. Like see here, I can do this. I have to change it. Like see here, your D2 is changing to E2. Now it's like we are searching for 6, quantity 6. There's no
Okay.
6 value over there. So I have to fix up this D2. D2 changes to E2, na? So let me fix up D, the one which is changing. Yes, we are getting eggs at least, but calories is available in the third column, ma. So you have to change that 2 to 3. You will get the value. Double click, you're going to get that whole of calories.
Oh.
For each of these product ID, you're going to get the calorie. I can drag it to the
Okay.
entire one. Only change that I have to do is I have to change this to 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, ma'am.
VLOOKUP will return only one value at a time. It very much follows the traditional Excel formula. One value at a time. Yes, you may, there is an alternative, as in like, I won't say alternative, you can return more than one value also. But I need to do certain changes. I will show you tomorrow. One at a time, baby steps, not everything at one go. But is it all okay for everyone? I can return, in fact return back all the product details for each of this product ID. from my product sheet with the help of VLOOKUP. My product ID column has been the common column or the connecting column between these two sheets, orders and products. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if it's clear means I'll stop here. I'll load you with more information tomorrow. I won't load you today.
Yeah.